So we dated for 8 years. We've been married for a year. We've been living together for 4 years. We've been working together for 8 years. We go to the gym together. We have the same friends. We share a car. There's a lot of things about our relationship that is really psychotic, but all in all, we've had a pretty healthy one. And I can't believe we've never done this video before, but here's a bunch of tips to ensure that you can be like us, like Harjit and Jazz.
Are you gonna let me talk, woman?
No.
How are we still together? I don't know.
What do you mean?
Because we love each other dearly.
You're literally the perfect couple.
We're soulmates.
That's like the only tip is like find your soulmate and then you'll be fine.
Find the one. Otherwise you're screwed.
Otherwise you're screwed.
Forever. It's never gonna work out. No. There's tips. There's things you can do.
All right. Communication is the most important thing.
Without communication, there is nothing. You need communication at all times.
If you feel a certain way, talk to them about it. Don't talk to your friends about it.
Because if you don't communicate, what happens is you hold grudges. You know how like when you keep holding something in, especially against one person, and then you're just building things on top of that, and you're just holding it, and then you build resentment to the person that you're supposed to be in love with. That's gonna fall apart very quickly.
Yeah, nothing can fix that. If Harjit does something or says something, or even vice versa, instead of being like,
wow, I can't believe he said that,
and like go to my room and like don't talk to him for the rest of the day, I'm like, hey, that was kind of mean. I don't really like that you said that. And then he will probably most likely be like, oh shit, I didn't even realize that what I said was mean.
Because half the time you don't even know that you're doing something wrong.
Also, sometimes it's like maybe he had a reason for doing it and I didn't know. And then he explains it to me and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That makes sense. Why am I being offended by that?
Squash the beef. What this means is if you're in a fight, don't hold on to that fight, man. Let it go. Say sorry, apologize, give your reasons why you did what you did, and hug it out, call it a day. There's no reason to hold on to the fight. I feel like a lot of people do that though.
Yeah.
They like get into a fight and no matter what happens, they will not lose that fight.
Yeah.
And if you have two of those people, it's never gonna end.
Don't go to sleep angry. Because like, what if one of us dies?
This is the reasoning behind the rule.
Yeah.
So the reason you don't go to sleep angry is because one of you might wake up dead.
The last thing you said to the person is like, I hate you, or like, I'm mad at you or something. And then you like, go to sleep mad and like, that's all you can remember if they die.
There's people that go to sleep and they don't wake up. When you're angry at something, think back to everything you've been angry about in the past and then remember how stupid it was. A lot of things are trivial. You know, they might wake up dead, man.
Compliment each other. Do it. Do it right now. Pause this video and compliment your partner.
And tell them when they have something in their teeth.
I know a lot of couples that only talk shit to each other. They only point out the bad things about somebody, but they never point out the good things about them. And that happens a lot. I know that immigrant parents, every Indian parent I know, they only say really mean things to their kids. You're stupid. That's why you're not married. It's their way of like, you know, I'm helping them. Whatever it may be, just compliment. Whatever constructive criticism you have for somebody, you should have 10 compliments for that person.
I compliment Jazz too much.
Yeah, it's a little annoying. I get it. I'm beautiful, okay?
It's not my fault that you look so good all the time.
I like really stop and think of how grateful I am that you do that. Just FYI.
That's really cute.
Yeah. So essentially, we just keep coming back down to communication, and that's why this sponsor for today's video is perfect. It's Coffee Meets Bagel.
Mm-hmm.
They're an app.
Yep.
It's not like any of your other dating apps.
It's not.
It's for serious people looking for serious relationships.
Oh, tell them.
So you're not wasting time. It's great for professionals. You set up your profile and they have really hard-hitting questions like how you want to live your life. Like what kind of family do you want? Do you want kids? Do you not want kids? Are you a smoker? Are you a drinker? What's your lifestyle? What's your future goals? Really important hard-hitting questions.
Also, another cool thing is it's not endless swiping. You're not just swiping all day long. It curates your matches for you and then you get a set amount of people so it's quality over quantity. You don't want quantity, man. You want quality. No. Trust me.
Yeah.
I found quality. You feel me? So download Coffee Meets Bagel. Link is in the description. Find yourself a Jazz or find yourself a Harjit and be happy.
Yeah.
This is for my boys out there, man. Buy your girl some flowers. It's not that expensive. I believe in you. For some reason, girls love flowers. Don't know why, don't know what it is. But that's none of my business.
I literally tell you why every time you give me flowers.
I understand your reasoning for why you like them, but in a guy's mind, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, that's none of our business. They like the flowers, so get them the flowers.
That also kind of goes to the point of like, if your partner likes something, cool. That's great. Good for them. Even if you don't like it or you don't understand why, we are all like different in our own ways and we have our individuality and we should celebrate that. So you not celebrating that and being like, ew, why do you like that? Or like whatever it is, that sucks. That's a shitty thing to do.
Which goes into my next point. Have your own hobbies and be your own self. I read this quote, be an individual in a relationship, don't be the relationship.
Okay, so this one, do what works for you. Balance, I swear, is key in our relationship because we're both bringing in the money. You know what I mean? Like we're both working. So even if one of you is working and one of you is a housewife, then still have that balance there as well. But for us, since we're both working together too, we do equal amounts in everything. We try to keep that balance so we're not like each other's slaves, but we're also not like, you have to do this because I did this. We have times where I pick up the slack and you pick up the slack. Lately, it's been hard you picking up a lot of the slack.
But it's teamwork.
You have to understand your partner and see what they need. And you can't do things out of spite.
You guys are building a life together, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you need to have like a meeting and discuss what are the things that you guys do for the relationship.
No matter what, it's like equal.
And there's so many versions of equal.
Yeah, there's no rules.
If the guy's bringing in all the money, then sure, the girl does all the housework.
Or vice versa.
I've
Yes.
also seen like a lot of people where like the guy and girl are both bringing in the money, but the girl's also doing all the house stuff.
Honestly, sadly, mostly the case.
You know?
I know a lot of couples like that, and it sucks.
Yeah.
And it's honestly how, at least I know a lot of Indians were raised that way. I think it's changing now, which is nice. Even just being a daughter-in-law, like even my dad will kind of like throw jabs at me, and I'm like, wait, why are you saying that? But you just gotta do what works for you. There's no rules. Be supportive of each other. Especially now in a time where society has changed and it's okay to pivot your career or whatever it is you want to do, or if you want to like change your religion or your spiritual path, whatever it is that you want to do, be supportive of one another. Like I find so much competition in a lot of couples, and that was one thing that we had and I've always held close to my heart because of how special it was that we were never like, oh, you're doing this, that means I have to do this. If Harjit was like, I want to make a brand new channel, I'd be like, go for it, dude.
Doesn't matter.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Harjit because I changed my mind on what I want to do in my life probably once a week. I have picked up a lot of hobbies. This year, I really wanted to take a break from YouTube and I wanted to really focus on my acting, and just the fact that Harjit was like, okay, I can kind of hold up most of my end of the bargain on like YouTube right now while you go back to school and like try to figure this out. That's crazy.
Because some people will be like, no. They're like, nah, I need you. I feel like if your person wants to do something, they took time to tell you. They didn't just think of the fact that they wanted to do it at 2 p.m. and they told you at 3 p.m. They've been thinking about that shit for a while, right?
Yeah.
And now they're telling you, so they need your support.
I mean, like, I know I grew up with a lot of no's, and I feel like that led me to make really weird decisions in my life. When I had this like really cool idea, I'll be like, oh, I really want to do this. I've had people in my life be like, oh, but you're not funny, or you're not this, or you're not outgoing enough, or you're not pretty enough, like whatever it was. And they're thinking that they're giving me advice, but they're really just telling me no. And then I won't do it because that's a negative impact on my life. I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe they're right. If they're saying that to me, maybe they're right. So take everything we say with a grain of salt, because honestly, like I said earlier, every relationship is different, and just really focus in on what you guys want as individuals together. But we have a ton more tips. If you guys want to see a part 2, let us know. If you guys wanted to talk more specifically about a certain topic, let us know in the comment section below.
And we'll see you next time. Stay true to you.
Stop giving a fuck.
Peace.